千と千尋の神隠し. I love it. And one of the scenes I love is when Kaonashi is offering Sen gold. He's saying, Sen, take the gold, take the gold. And Sen says, Iranai, Iranai. She remembers what's important to her. Okay? Her mission in this anime is she has to save her parents. Her parents have been turned into pigs, right? And she has to save her parents. So she remembers what's most important to her. Today I'd like to share with you some of the things which are most important to me. Now, of course, I think gold, money is important, but I don't think it's the most important thing. I grew up in the English countryside. I was born in Cambridge, and I grew up in the countryside in England. Soon you'll see a picture of my friends appearing on the screen, I'm told. During that time, I developed a love of the countryside, a love of nature. I grew up around nature, and so the countryside feels natural for me. When I was 18 years old, I was accepted into Cambridge University. And I decided to study religion at Cambridge University. Now this is a little bit of a strange choice, because most people in my country don't choose to study religion when they go to university. But I was really interested by religion. I was fascinated in the questions that religion raises. So for me, it was my passion, and I thought it was most important to do what you're passionate about. So this is me with my friends in the countryside. Probably quite a typical British scene. And this is me graduating from Cambridge. The gown we have to wear, the black gown, is probably quite familiar to you because I know that Harry Potter is very popular in Japan. So this probably looks a little bit like Harry Potter. Here's another photo of me graduating from Cambridge in England. Now, after I graduated, I received a scholarship to go to Fukuoka in Kyushu for 1 year. And one of the things I did was I was in a Japanese television commercial. And I thought it would be fun to share the television commercial I was in with you today. So, right, here we are. Actually, at the start, you couldn't hear, but I said, Wa no kokoro to wa. What is the heart of Japan? What is the spirit of Japan? While I was living in Kyushu, I fell in love. But I did not fall in love with a person. I actually fell in love with a place. And that place is called Goto Reto, the Goto Islands. The Goto Islands are here, off the coast of Nagasaki. And a long time ago in Japan, Christianity was actually banned. And the Japanese Christians at the time, in order to preserve their faith, they decided to carry it on in secret. And so they became Kakureishita, hidden Christians. And because the Goto Islands are very far from Tokyo, they were a good place to hide. Now, a lot of you, this is a view from my window where I stayed in the Goto Islands, in the hotel I stayed in. Now, at Sophia every day when you go to your classes, you probably see this statue. This is a normal European statue of the Virgin Mary. The Catholicistan actually blended their religion. They mixed Catholicism and Buddhism and Shintoism and Japanese religion. So, for example, you have the Maria Canon, the Japanese-style Virgin Mary, because it was sort of secret. So here we can see she has a Japanese face. She looks Japanese. But you can see here the cross, a tiny cross. And also, she is shown holding a lily. This is a lily, and traditionally in Europe, the lily is Mary's traditional symbol. This is a Catholicistan plate. You can see in the middle there's a small cross. And this is the most fascinating object of all, in my opinion. This is my favourite. This is in a museum in Fukuoka, and it's actually a magic mirror. When you look at it, it looks like a normal mirror. So here you can see it just looks like an ordinary mirror. But when you shine a light through it, you can see the crucified Christ. And kneeling before him is Mary. There is Maria there, just kneeling before him. So it's a fascinating object, I think. It shows how two cultures were blended. That's a little bit more of a close-up. After I finished in Kyushu, I went to Harvard University in America for 2 years, and I did a master's degree. And I continued my studies into the Catholic Islam, but also I decided to study Islamic studies. The reason I chose to study Islamic studies was because I did not know much about the religion of Islam. I knew a lot about Christianity, but not much about Islam. And after the terrorist attacks in New York, and also after the London bombings in my country in 2005, I thought it was really important to understand Islam and understand better the religion of Islam. So I chose to study that, and in a way I was trying to be a bridge between Islam and Christianity and Japan in a way. I am now at Sophia and I'm continuing my study into Japanese religion, and I'm continuing my study into the Catholic Islam. Now, why did I choose to come to Sophia? Some of my friends joke with me that the reason I chose to come to Sophia is because I know that Sophia has the reputation of having the best-looking female students in Tokyo. Now, of course, that's a good reason to come, perhaps, but it's not actually the reason I chose to come to Sophia. The reason I chose to come to Sophia is because I believe that Sophia University is a bridge. I think Sophia also is a kind of bridge between the West and the East. Sophia was founded by Western priests, European priests, almost 100 years ago, and yet today it's a thriving Japanese university. So I think in a way Sophia is a bridge. And actually the word Catholicum, Sophia is a Catholic university, and the word Catholicum in Latin actually means universal. And I think in this way Sophia is a place where people from different countries and people from different cultures can come together, and even people from different religions can come together and learn from one another. I talked a little bit at the start about Sento Chihiro. Chihiro too, I think, is a kind of bridge. At the start of the anime, she has to cross a scary bridge, remember, to enter into the world of the gods. And later she helps Haku, the character Haku, remember his true identity, remember his name. So for Haku, she is a kind of bridge, and for her parents too, I think Chihiro is a kind of bridge. Finally, I want to encourage you all to be bridges as well during your time here at Sophia. This is a photograph I took just before I left to Japan. I came to Japan this April, and I took this photograph in London in March, just before I left to go to Japan. You can see it shows the Millennium Bridge in London. This was opened in the year 2000, at the start of the new millennium. And for me, it symbolises that in the 21st century, we are more connected now than ever before. The internet and cheap travel means that the world has got smaller. We're now closer together than ever before. However, I believe that many bridges still need to be built. Now, I've been living here now for roughly 9 months in Tokyo. And one of the things I've realised is that the Asia-Pacific region is very nervous at the moment. There are lots of tensions between different Asian countries. There are tensions, for example, between North Korea and other Asian countries. There are tensions between China and Japan. And so I think in order to make sure that we have a more peaceful future, we need to be bridges. Because of course, if these tensions were allowed to escalate, they can indeed lead to war. It's a dangerous and very serious situation. But this is an exciting challenge for us all. So I want to say to you today, let's build bridges between the East and the West, but let's also build bridges between Japan and China. Let's build bridges between the poor and the rich. Let's build bridges between the young and the old. So I think our challenge is clear. In the 21st century, bridges still do need to be built. And it's up to us all to go out and build them. Thank you very much.